Good morning, lords and ladies, boys and girls. It is time for the monthly wrap up. What did I read? What am I reading? What will I be reading? All right, so last month didn't get quite as much done as I usually do, but we'll get to that in a second. Started off the month with How the Crown Prince of Jupiter Undid the Universe, or The Full Fruit of Love's Full Folly. Yeah, that was not my cup of tea. Sorry, PH Lee. But under the circumstances, I did not do a review on that one. Just wasn't for me. But not every book's for me. So I'm sure there's going to be people out there that absolutely loved it. Just it wasn't the way I wanted to start my month. Finished that up with another short story of all the New Yorks and all the worlds by, and I'm going to apologize right now, Indra Pramit Das. I apologize for butchering your name. I really do. This one was much, much better. I gave this one 5 stars. Not normally my type of book, but this one actually did connect with me. Absolutely loved it. If you're interested, both of these are available on reactor.com. I know it's still hard not to say tor.com. That's what we called it for years. But both of those are free. You can find them by giving them a look up. Also, if you check out my Goodreads, I've got the links to those available on the Goodreads reviews. So then we get into a real book. I read The Skinless Man Counts to Five and Other Tales of the Macabre. This was by author Paul Jessup. It is a collection of short stories, so it was a little mixed, as always. I mean, there's 24 stories in there. Some you're going to love, some you're not going to not love. I did give it 4 stars overall, though, because about half of the stories I really, really loved, and the half of the stories that I didn't love, well, it's horror. Everybody's got certain parts of horror that don't appeal to them. I can't do the eyeballs. Paul knows this. I can't do the eyeballs. Anything happens to the eyeballs, I'm on to the next story. All right. And then I finished that up with a 5 star review, Book of Night by Holly Black. I am so sorry I did not get into Holly Black sooner. I absolutely love that book. 5 star review. Can't wait for The Thief of Night to come out. No, there is no release date for Thief of Night yet, but she did give it a title. I know she's working on it. Hoping to see that one soon. And then we bounce back with Book of Love by Kelly Link. Now, Kelly Link has done some great short stories. I know a lot of people were anticipating her novel. I did do a review on this one, even though I gave it a 2. And the reason I did a review on it, normally I don't do reviews for threes or anything less than a 3, is because I understand why some people would actually like this book. Parts that I did not like were personal preference issues, and I went over that in the review. And again, that's why I did the review. I wanted to let people know exactly the issues I've had with it, and so that they didn't take that 2 star review at face value, for lack of. I went in to explain the problems I had with it, and the fact that I could also understand why somebody might go 3 or 4 stars on it as well. It just wasn't my cup of tea on a couple of things. And then lastly, yeah, I know it's a very short month. We'll get into that in a second. Lastly, I finished up with Mal Goes to War. That to me was another 5 star review. If I don't want to plate the two, I don't want these to sound like I'm saying if you like one, it's the same thing. But if you do like something like Murderbot or Sea of Rust, I think you'll also love Mal Goes. Great way to finish up the month. I did have the 5 star at the end, and that is it for what I read. That is mainly because, yeah, we went to Iceland. Uh, Thought I was going to get a little bit more reading done than I actually got done on my vacation, but the wife she likes to see everything when we go someplace. So we were up early, got all the sights, checked all the waterfalls, caught the northern lights, which was an absolute blast. And yeah, by the time I got home each day, I just crashed. I tried listening to an audiobook as I fell asleep, but I was so tired that most of the time I had to start back over because I fell asleep for the chapter. Anyhow, uh, probably going to see myself getting a lot more done next month. Before we move on to what I'm currently reading, also we had a great interview with Paul Jessup. He was an absolute pleasure to hang out with. Very, very humble guy. It was hard getting him to talk about his own books. He wanted to talk about everybody else's books, but like I said, go ahead and check that out. great guy. He's the one that wrote the Skinless Man Counts to Five. Totally worth it. All right. So what am I reading right now? First and foremost, I'm also reading Paul Jessup's Glass House. I just got started into that, not very far into it. But actually, I was liking that even better than I liked his short story collection, which I gave 4 stars. So we'll see how it ends. But so far, I'm loving that one. Also, had the community poll up there, and you guys picked my next TBR. So I have started on The Rage of Dragons by Evan Winter. So far, so good. Again, early into that. Do have to give a shout out. He had a I loved his acknowledgments at the front. It was very touching. And a couple chapters into the book, and so far, so good. Keep reading that one. And lastly, I know this is this is not my normal read, but I'm currently listening to That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon by Kimberly Lemming. Almost finished up with that one. I'll get to the review as soon as I've finished up that one. Not 100% sure I'm going to move on with that series, but I don't normally read romance. It is fun. I did just the romance part. Yeah, was you don't come here for the romance books anyhow. But I will have to say I do enjoy her storytelling. Uh, and if she does anything that's a little more fantasy and a little less romancy, I'm probably in for it. You don't get a whole lot of good romances. So, like I said, while I personally don't think I'll be moving on with the series, I am actually enjoying the book that I'm reading. But my TBR's got a lot more stuff that's a lot more my style. So that's what I'm currently reading. Wow, reading. It's early. Hence also the bad lighting. I've got all my lights on in this room. I've got no sunlight. So. But I'm trying to knock this out because normally I do the end of the month at the actual end of the month. But yesterday was Easter. I was visiting family, so I did not get this done yesterday. What am I going to be doing moving forward? I am not 100% sure. I do know that I do want to get When We Were Birds read next month. That book actually came out back in 2022. NetGalley was nice enough to give me a copy, and I still haven't gotten to it. So I don't have much going on in the next month or two. So I'm actually planning on trying to knock out some of that NetGalley stuff. Sorry, NetGalley. I'm working on it. I'm knocking out When We Were Birds because it's the oldest one, and then I'm actually going to try to get a couple done that haven't come out yet. So working on that. Other big thing, and I know this, I'm dropping this on April 1st. This is not an April Fool's joke. Tomorrow night, 7 o'clock Central Time, I'm actually going to be talking to Edward Ashton, who was the author of Mal Goes to War. Totally looking forward to that. Like I said, I loved that book, and can't see what else. I've got Mickey 7 sitting in the pocket there. I'll probably get to that one next month as well. But yeah, that's my plans. And again, like I said, I'm kind of chill after that. I don't have anything planned for May, possibly late June or early July. We should be talking to Jen Lyons, but that's a couple months off. So I don't have any absolutely have to read books. I'm trying to make some headway into my TBR. We'll see what happens. Um, Nothing else new and exciting going on. Not on the book front, but since it is book adjacent, my wife and I are currently watching Shogun. We are all caught up with that, so we're just waiting for the last, I think, 2 more episodes to drop. Thoroughly enjoying that so far. I know, thoroughly enjoying. I got to come up with new description for stuff, but we are enjoying that. That we started a little bit late, so we knocked them out 2 at a time and caught up really quick. Much better than the old miniseries from back when I didn't have gray hair. Guess that. All right, so that is all caught up. Like I said, next month I have absolutely no clue. I've got the Edward Ashton thing tomorrow, and then I've got some free time. So hopefully we'll get some reading knocked out. And once I finish up the Evan Winters book, then I might throw out another TBR poll in there to see if you guys want to pick something off my list. All right. Hope everybody had a good Easter, whether you celebrated or not. I still hope you had a great day. And I We'll catch you when I'm done reading the next thing. Although I should catch you tomorrow because you should be watching the Edward Ashton. That's all I'm saying. All right. Have a good one, guys.